This comes from SidsLight, first-time viewer, long-time listener. Does the cost of pay-per-views compared to the monthly fee of a streaming service end up costing companies viewers long-term? Does this hurt their growth rate? And this is an absolute fantastic question.
Thank you.
I don't know. Like, I seen a picture with like Uncle Sam, and he's like, "Who lost the streaming wars? You did." I feel like there's so many streaming platforms out there. You know, we're both on Twitch. Check it out, twitch.tv, KocoSports, SidsLight. I think there's so much streaming services that if you weren't a fan of a corporation already, it's harder to get involved. Like, I have WWE Network, I have AEW, I have Impact. Like, I have all the streaming services, and I just cut them in half. I was like, I don't even get to watch it. Like, I had...
But if you're in the U.S., you don't have an AEW.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
You
So I
have to
guess
pay
there's
for
less.
each pay-per-view.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. It's
Which
just,
is why the topic came up to me, was I was thinking about an AEW is... It's hard to watch all the AEW pay-per-views. It's very expensive.
oh, I can imagine. I pre-order them. I think my pay-per-views are like $10 to $19 a piece, but I pre-order them. I don't know how much it costs in America. How much does a AEW pay-per-view cost in America?
I'll check how much Wrestle Dream's going to be.
All right. I don't know, because like...
Wrestle Dream's going to be $50.
Jesus Christ, son of a... What? What? Oh, man. What?
Yeah.
What? Oh, man. $50 pay-per-view. Might as well go to the goddamn event at that price. Japan has that problem now. A lot of people are canceling New Japan because Japan's so small that it's just cheaper to go to the events.
Nice.
It's like, ah, fuck it. Cancel New Japan. I'm just going to the event. Fuck
Well,
you,
yeah,
Noah.
can't
I'll
you
see
guys
you.
just hop on a bullet train and just fucking
Yeah, you could probably...
be there?
You could probably... the farthest away trip, if they stay in Japan, is a one-day trip. So it gets to the point where it's like, if you jack up the price too high, fuck it, we'll just go live. We'll show you. We'll show you,
Maybe.
you sick fucks.
What if that's the plan?
There's some people that think that is the plan. Yeah, if you live
Fucking
overseas...
got you, you suckers.
They did. Motherfucker, you got us, you son of a bitch. You got us. But yeah. I don't know. I think there's too many streaming services as it is. And the perfect example is some of them get lost in the shuffle. I used to really like Ring of Honor. Well, it depends. Ring of Honor works when the champion is the best in the world. So I used to really like Ring of Honor at certain parts of times. And I pre-ordered Ring of Honor Club. I had to cancel it. I only watched like 2 matches. It's just there's so much wrestling.
Kenny Omega being the ROH champion?
I would definitely support being ROH champion. I think they have to make a super channel. And I bring this up a lot because I'm a very pro Shane McMahon guy. Shane McMahon, his idea was to have a streaming service before Netflix, and his idea was to let all the competitors be on and be the ESPN of wrestling. If Shane McMahon did it, our lives would be a lot better.
Wrestling would have been a lot more popular, I think.
100%. And on top of that, I think they would have been making a lot more money. It's crazy to think that,
because honestly, they could have even sold the service back then, because back then streaming services didn't really have a set pricing or anything. They could have just sold it as basically $20 less than their pay-per-views, like $30 a month, and people would have paid for it because it would have included every WWE pay-per-view, every ECW pay-per-view, etc.
Impact and all the rest, New Japan. You just think about
Yeah,
whoever at Ring of Honor.
If they got all those people, every single person they added to it would have made people way more willing to pay for it.
I'll be completely honest. If Shane McMahon's plan came to fruition, I would have paid $6 a month. Not even blinked an eye. Because think about it, you were buying $50 pay-per-views.
As more companies went into it, easy to raise it.
Oh yeah. So, but yeah, I don't know.
That's why.
There's because like I don't know about you. I have Netflix, which a company pays for me. So I don't know if I'm stealing it because I don't work for that company anymore. Don't get me Netflix. It's like someone pays for it and I have access to it, but I don't work for that company anymore. Is that officially stealing? I don't know. We'll let that up to the fucking Netflix jury. And I know if they cancel it, they're like, you're stealing Netflix. I don't know if I'll ever pay. Like, I think that's the problem with Netflix. If Netflix is like, you don't work for this company anymore, we're taking away your Netflix, I'd be like, or like someone in the company says we're cutting Dave off because he told on YouTube that he was getting free Netflix, I just wouldn't renew it. I got Disney Plus, but at this point, it's only Futurama. Like, if you, let's say, you know, they're taking shows off the air and reselling them. If Disney Plus sells Futurama, I'm out. And it gets to the point where I might start being a pirate because I'm very anti-pirating. I only pirate if you know, it's the anarchist way of thinking. You're like, all right, where can I watch it? Can I pay for it? Oh, I can't pay for it. Are you going to give it to me? All right, I'm taking it. I'm willing to pay for anything, but you know, living in Japan, like, you don't have access to that. Or if you're Impact, they'll take your money and not give you the fucking service, and then ignore you. Impact, can you please confront your Japanese fans, because you've stole a lot of money from Japan and never delivered the pay-per-view. Just gonna throw that out there.
On the topic of pay-per-view prices versus a streaming service, I think it's undeniable that charging per pay-per-view versus having a streaming service that your wrestling product is on is the loss.
I'll say that one more time. I got lost.
I feel like it's undeniable you're losing viewership over time. You're losing opportunities to grow by not having a streaming service as a wrestling company now.
100%. And on top of that, if you're not one of the big guys, we're talking Impact, AEW, WWE, we're talking North America. If you're not one of those three big guys, I'm going to be completely honest. You'd be behind a paywall. Like, we just did what was the Japanese
I was thinking while you were saying it, Tsukabon.
Yeah.
Tsukabon World.
If that was behind a paywall, there's no way I'd check it out.
Kudos to them at the way they've deployed though.
And I think people need to put it on Twitch and YouTube more. I know this podcast's on YouTube. I know, you know, we stream on Twitch, but companies, especially smaller companies, have to take advantage of that. Hell, WWE might be taking advantage of it in the near future. Yeah, so, yeah, it just depends on the situation. Because it is getting a little bit much, you know? Like, hey, man, check it out. Pay for this, pay for this, pay for that. And it gets easier and easier to be a tribalist. You're like, well, I paid for this. I don't understand tribalists, and they make fun of something they don't watch or they never want to see do good. Those guys are perverts, and they should get their fucking dick smacked. But the rest of fucking human beings, like, here's an example. I go to every...
Link to dick smack.
Yeah, I go to every Marvel movie. I'm fucking worn out now. I feel like, remember when Monday Night Raw was something you watched every night with Nitro, and then dun 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 dun, it felt like a job? I think we're at the dun 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 of Marvel. But when Marvel was on top of its game, phase 1, 2, and 3, I never made fun of DC once. I don't fucking understand, you fucking perverts. But at the same time, I think if you're behind a paywall and you're not one of the big three, you're hurting. And if you're not on a streaming service, you're hurting. Because AEW, I guess they don't have a streaming service in America, but here we just pop it on. And
that's why a lot of people are hoping that the new era announcement will be them announcing that they're going on to a streaming platform.
Yeah. Because I've never used Peacock. I've only used WWE Network. But word on the internet is that Peacock kind of sucks balls compared to WWE Network. I don't know how true that is, but I'm going to take your word for it. I don't know. I think...
It's not great.
It's streaming...
But it has Alf.
It has Alf. Fucking Jesus. Get that goddamn shit.
That's a bonus for me.
Get that shit over here to Japan. I want to see some Alf. Yeah, we don't have Paramount. There's a couple of them we don't have.
Well, it's Peacock.
Oh, Peacock. Yeah, we don't have Peacock. But, yeah.
Do you have Max?
What's that?
Do you have Max?
No, we don't have Max yet.
Oh, okay.
There's
probably where AEW will go.
Yeah. So, it should be interesting. So yeah, it's
How
going to be
cool
an
would it
interesting war, but I also think like unless someone combines them all, like a Netflix or a Disney Plus or one of the
or
big boys,
Amazon?
I think we're just going to be paying them individually, and it's just so easy for a fan to pick one. Like, all right, that's it. I'm in one, and that's how Japan fans have been for a long time. I feel
I,
like.
s-
Go ahead.
I still think I don't know if we ever talked about it on air, but I know we had talked about it off air. If Amazon picked up the rights for a wrestling promotion and let you do watch parties for it,
Oh, it would be amazing.
it would be so good.
Yeah. I don't know. It's weird because like so many people are competing and they're not taking advantage of the situation, and we're just paying out the yin yang. I mean, it's got to the point now. Is like, is there an online cable? you know, and I'm very lucky. I made a huge income back in the day on Combat TV. I would sell the rights and all that, but Combat TV is older than Netflix, so I remember when we had streaming television, we had to tell people that you could watch television on your computer. I remember we had it at WrestleMania 24. We did a marketing campaign where people were like, you can watch
Hmm.
TV on your computer. They didn't understand. We hand them flyers, like any random flyer. We handed them a flyer, and we're like, here you go. This is good for one free match. Go to that site and get a free match. It was a 24/7 live stream channel. And they're like, I got more than one match. Is that okay? I'm like, yeah, don't worry about it. You're one of the lucky ones. Don't worry about it. Just keep watching. Yeah. It's insane how many people were called up, honestly. Like, if you thought you were only getting one match and you got a whole channel, would you call up? I probably wouldn't, but there's some honest people out there.
I would.
You'd be like, what the hell? Am I breaking the law? Breaking the law. Breaking the law.
Nah, depending on stuff, I usually tell them myself.
Yeah. Because to me, like, if you're not one of the big three in a country, take Japan, Mexico, America, maybe Europe. I don't know the wrestling scene as much as I should. If you're one of the big three in your country, maybe you get behind a paywall. But if you're not one of the big three, let's just focus on North America for a second. If you are not WWE, AEW, or Impact, maybe New Japan, we can have that debate which one's number
No,
two.
Impact should honestly just put their shit on Twitch and YouTube.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe
Don't
it's
make anyone pay
WWE.
for your shit.
Well, I paid for it, and guess what? I got fucked
Yeah,
on pay-per-view
I'm sorry
night.
to you. I'm sorry to you. I'm sorry to Andy Paps, and I'm sorry to everyone else who pays for TNA. I mean Impact.
I stopped paying for Impact. It was like, okay, I bought the pay-per-view, and they're like, it's blocked in your country. You took my money, but it's blocked in your country. You took my money.
Yep.
Yeah, so Impact, listen, dude. And not only that, but I can't wait till a time and world where with the streaming services, if you dominate the streaming services, you don't have to block it out in any country. If there's just one or two, three winners.
It's true.
So it should
There's
be interesting.
What's that called? A monopoly.
Yeah. I used to be anti-monopoly, but now, fuck it, we lost anyway.
Nah, I don't like Monopoly. I figure after you've played it with people a few times, it's not that fun.
Are you one that's gonna get
Kind of a
angry at
boring
Monopoly?
thing. No, I get bored.
It does get boring.
I
Like,
just don't care. Like, I'm
what-
so
what's-
apathetic playing Monopoly.
Here's the thing, Monopoly's really fun until all the properties are bought, and then it feels like a legit fucking job.
Yeah, it's just boring.
Like, in the beginning, it's kind of exciting. You're like, who's gonna get Boardwalk? Who's gonna get fucking Boardwalk Avenue? But once all the pieces are fucking sold, and you like got two railroads, and someone's about to go bankrupt, and you're negotiating contracts for that fucking railroad,
You know who's
you're like,
gonna
I
win
just be at
Monopoly playing with
fucking
me?
work. The bank?
The person who notices that I got bored and makes some outrageous trade deal with me to give me something stupid like the 2 brown territories.
I'm like, give me everything for $6, and you're like, I'm out. Here you
Yeah,
go.
and then they'll make the trade, and I'm like, all right, well, that's a good deal for me. No one else is like, they're gonna win now, and I'm like, oh no.
And maybe
Anyway.
not a monopoly, but like this is where you get sports. This is where you get wrestling.
Adam.
What?
I just figure it needs to be yelled randomly for
I
Roddy's
think you're
sake.
right. I think you're right. Adam. It does feel good. God damn
Yeah.
you, Roger Strong. But yeah, so I guess question of the day: for this segment. How many streaming services do you have? And, like, how small of a company do you have to be? Like, because I like Wrestle Universe. They got a bunch. I got New Japan. I got WWE. I got AEW package. But after that, I'm kind of overwhelmed. I'm, like, a little overwhelmed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that just total glosses over the whole pay-per-view aspect.
Oh, well, most of the pay-per-views are...
Alternative question for chat.
Oh, okay.
Would
well,
you rather
that's for North
pay
American
for a monthly
audience.
pay-per-view or streaming service?
I think everyone would rather have a streaming service, right?
Exactly. Tony Khan, take notes.
Yeah.
Your 2 pay-per-views in a week, god damn it.
Like, listen here, Tony. Yeah, he recently said in a...
All of us don't own the Jaguars, buddy.
He's like, I don't understand. Why don't you like it? It's like, what? Oh, man. So, yeah. Pay-per-view, streaming service. How many streaming services will you have? And does it matter? Like, Wrestle Universe has like 4 or 5 companies, so I feel like I'm getting my money's worth. Like, I want to get Stardom, but it's like, fuck you, Bushiroad. You own both of them. Like, here's what's weird. If Bushiroad charged me $20 for Stardom New Japan combo, I would pay it. But to charge me $10 separately for 2 products, I'm like, I'm out. Fuck you, Bushiroad. Actually,
race that to them.
Actually, no. In fairness, I went to the Tokyo Video Game Show. It's been like the highlight of my fucking month. I got to meet Bushiroad, and I tried to talk New Japan to him, and they did not give a fuck. They're like, I was like, hey man, New Japan Stardom, that's really cool. And he's like, yeah, dude, here's the new game. So, do you like New Japan? Here's the new game. Okay. Do you think Stardom and New Japan will combine and make one company or streaming service? I said, here's the new game. It's like, okay, I'm sorry, dude. I didn't fucking know. It's a fucking game. There you go. So, Bushiroad. I don't know. Am I a fool? Let me ask you, Raccoon. Would you buy 2 services for $20 instead of 2 separate services for $10 each?
No.
Really?
You said 2 services for $20.
Yeah, or
2
like,
for $10.
Well, no. I meant two separate. You missed the word separate.
You're a bad marketer.
2. You fucking missed the word separate.
You never said the first 2 were the same one.
Shut the fuck up. Anyway. Are you
didn't say it was a
I forgot. I'm fucking here with old man fucking punch drunk Grandpa Raccoon. Let me slow it down. Would you rather have Stardom and New Japan together in one package for $20 or have Stardom $10 and New Japan $10 and buy them together? That's the fucking point.
I'd rather have Stardom as 10 and New Japan as 10 so that I don't have to get New Japan and watch 8-man matches.
There's a lot of those. Of those. All right.
Stardom gives you way more one-on-ones.
Yeah, they do, actually.
Yeah.
That's actually fucking true. It's actually true. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I told you. See?
Speaking of women's wrestling,